Hey everybody, so this is going to be my update on my appointment, and I'm like really excited right now because my next door neighbor's water just broke and they're all the way to the hospital, and I'm just so excited. So anyways, my appointment went really well. The doctor that I'm seeing, I switched like offices kind of. I really like the new doctors that I'm seeing. There's 5 doctors in the office, and I have to see all 5 of them at least once at some point. But the lady that I've seen the past 2 times, and I'm going to see the next time I go, I really like her. And she's a midwife. And there's one other midwife there too, but she just got there, so she won't be like seeing patients until the beginning of the year. Beginning of the appointment, she just like went over my labs that I had gotten done and was going over my history and everything like that, and going through all the paperwork and talking to me about all that and asking me, about family history and all those sorts of things. And that was funny. Then she was asking about like previous pregnancies, and she was asking me about my son, and on the paperwork they gave me, it said to put down, like how far along you were when you had the baby, and how long you were in labor and stuff like that, and where you had the baby, like what hospital. And I put 19 hours of labor because I started having contractions at 6 in the morning and I had my son at 9:49 at night. So I thought I was in labor the whole time, right? And my husband piped in and was talking about how, like, we had gotten to the hospital and I had the baby an hour after I had gotten to the hospital. And she's like, well, I don't think you were in active labor that long. So she was like, I would say you were in labor because my contractions got like really intense around probably like 6:30 ish. She's like, so I think you were only in labor for like 4 hours, honey. And I'm like, that's totally awesome, right? So she said that this labor with this baby, that they usually say like wait for them to get this and this and this, and wait for an hour till they're that far apart. And she told me that if my contractions are really painful and close enough together, that I should go to the hospital right away, or I'm gonna have my kid like in my kitchen. So yeah, so that was fun. She was really nice. She was really easy to talk to and ask questions. So she was super sweet. And she's a little quirky and hippie-ish, I would say, but I like that. I like hippies. I'm all about the natural free-lovingness. Well, not, I don't know. But anyways. And then she did, I didn't need a PAP because I'd had a PAP in February, but I needed to get tested for chlamydia and gonorrhea or something like that, because they I don't know, they're obsessed with testing you for sexually transmitted diseases. So she was like, I can either, use a speculum and swab you, or you can go to the clinic that was like 20 minutes away from where I was seeing her, and go to the lab and pee in a cup and they'll test your urine. And I was just like, just get it over with, because she had to feel inside and feel my ovaries and my uterus and my cervix and stuff anyway. So I was just like, just get it over with. So she did that, and that was really uncomfortable. Not any more uncomfortable than it's ever been before with the speculum. And so she swabbed that, and then she felt around, and everything felt good, she said. I did, and then she did an internal ultrasound because I have a retrorooted uterus, so my uterus, instead of, here's my bladder, instead of my uterus cupping over my bladder, it kind of stands up straight, so more towards my back. So, I probably, like, she probably wouldn't have been able to find the heartbeat with a Doppler. And after she did the internal ultrasound, she did one on my stomach, and she really could hardly see anything, and that's because, you know, it leans so far back. But, and I have, I mentioned this on my Facebook, which my Facebook name is first name Sarah with an H, and then the last name is Classy Sassy Sarah, like my YouTube name. So, so, yeah. Oh, I mentioned that I couldn't find, I lost my train of thought. I mentioned that I couldn't find the heartbeat with my Doppler at home, which is a 3 megahertz one. But I really don't think that I'm going to start hearing it until probably like 14 weeks with my Doppler, because my uterus tilts so far back. And, you know, I've got some extra loving. I got a spare tire there, so, you know, that doesn't always help either. So she did the internal ultrasound, and we saw the baby right away, and the baby was so much bigger than last time. And she saw the heartbeat right away, and we heard the heartbeat, and it was so magical. And she counted the heartbeat and figured out that it was 160, which is right around the exact same as my son was, around, like, give or take 2 weeks of how far along I am now. So that was great. And then she wanted to measure how big the baby was, you know, to see if that correlated with my last ultrasound and my, you know, to figure out my due date and make sure it's all, you know, right on track. And so the baby wanted to be all curled up in a little ball and wasn't stretched out at all. And the baby didn't want to lay on its side either, like we were just seeing, like its back or the top of it. So she was doing it for a while, because the baby wasn't really cooperating too well, but she got 2 measurements. The one was 11 weeks and the other one was 10 weeks, 5 days. And I'm 10 weeks, 3 days with my due date as the 18th, which is what I thought we agreed on last time. But she said that, and because the ultrasound wasn't 7 days